My mom's FaceTiming me right now. Let me decline. Sorry. Sorry, Mom. Hi, Teen Vogue. I'm Camila Mendes, and this is the playlist of my life. So the first song on my playlist is To Build a Home by the Cinematic Orchestra. That song, I think, is the most definitive song of my life. I got a tattoo when I was 19 that says To Build a Home because the song means so much to me. I grew up moving from place to place almost every year, and this song really solidified what home meant to me, because I always thought of it as like a physical place, and then to build a home felt like this, more of like a concept of like building a home within yourself. And it's just such a beautiful song. It's got like these crazy flourishes, and it's like, it almost feels like timeless in that way. And every time I listened to it when I was younger, I would just cry, which sounds so emo, but I don't know. That song really, really resonated with me when I was younger. Second song on the playlist of my life is Self-Control by Frank Ocean. Keep a place for me. And I remember being with Ashley and Cole very early on in season 1. We were talking about life while this album was playing in the background. We were having this like very emotional conversation about our upbringings and all this stuff. And then I remember at the second half of the song, when it kind of shifts, we started having this moment of silence where we were just really listening to the song because it was so beautiful. It's the part where it's like, you know, you gotta leave, leave, leave. And that whole verse after that. You gotta leave, leave, leave. The harmonies are gorgeous, and the way that it feels like it's echoing. It's just one of those songs that like, you feel it in your bones. And it makes you want to cry when you listen to it. I Do It All Again by Corinne Bailey Rae, who I think is one of the most underrated artists, especially R&B artists. Her voice is like silky smooth, so pure. The way she just like holds notes and doesn't flinch, and she just like still maintains her delicacy, but also the fullness of her voice. I think it's so impressive. And that song, that whole album, it feels like it defines my first breakup. It was like my first breakup. Very traumatic, very tough to deal with. The first lyric, she's like, oh, you're searching for something I know won't make you happy. Searching for something. And it's like super sad and vulnerable. And then it builds and builds and builds. And then it kind of like flourishes into this chorus where she's like, I do it all again. I do it all again. And she just keeps saying, I do it all again. As like a 15-year-old girl or a 16-year-old girl going through her first big breakup, that was kind of the essence of what I was feeling. Like, it's so sad, and like, you want something that will make you happy, but gosh, I would do it all over again if I could, because it felt so good to be loved in that way. Supermodel, my queen, SZA. Love her so much. Oh no, she didn't. Oh yes, I did. It felt like the most vulnerable and insecure song when she says, why I can't stay alone just by myself. Wish I was comfortable just with myself. Why I can't stay alone just by myself. Wish I was comfortable just with myself. That part is like so real for a lot of people. It's really hard to be alone. And I feel like she really keys in on that feeling. And every time I hear that song, I feel like her voice sounds so raw, and like she's really just like putting it all out on the line. And I think like for me, that was another phase of my life, season 2, kind of like coming to terms with how hard it was for me to be alone. I didn't know how to be alone. It felt like I always needed somebody in my life. And when I heard that lyric, it just really stuck with me. Love You for a Long Time by Maggie Rogers, who's one of my really good friends from NYU. I'm gonna love you for a long time. And I'm not just choosing the song because she's a friend of mine. I'm choosing the song because it's an amazing song. When I heard it for the first time, I was experiencing that feeling of like, feeling like, oh my gosh, I think I'm in love with this person. And that feeling of like, I'm gonna love you for a long time. I love it when she's like, and in the morning when I'm waking up, I swear that you're the first thing that I'm thinking of. I feel it in my body. I know it in my mind. I'm gonna love you for a long time. I'm gonna love you for a long time. Maggie's just, mwah. Her voice, her energy, the song is beautiful, and it just gets me giddy and gets me in a good mood. Next song is Freudian by Daniel Caesar. You are the reason. I love Daniel Caesar so much. He's truly such an amazing artist. What I love about him is he's got like soul and a little bit of swag and a little like sexiness and sensuality. I don't know. He's just like got it all. He's the full package. Freudian is the last song on that album. And it's like 10 minutes long. And I love a song that feels like a journey. Like this song feels like it's got so many layers and so many conversations happening in the song. Like sometimes he's talking to his mother in the song, and sometimes he's talking to a lover. And I think that's so cool how he switches between the two. You are the reason. I'm realizing a lot of my songs are about love. But like what songs aren't, you know? That's like the best kind of music is about love. And I think also a big reason I love the song is that I used to sing an a cappella choir when I was in high school. It was like something, it's like kind of embarrassing, but also like I'm super proud of it. And I really miss a cappella choir so much because I feel like there's something so beautiful about harmonies. Like a cappella harmonies are gorgeous. And like, I feel like it's not incorporated into modern music enough. And he has like a choir in the middle that sings this like repetitive verse, and it's so gorgeous. And he's got the like that little like drum beat that's like, it just kind of like makes you want to go like this every time it hits. Send me kisses when there's great skies. Doorman by Slow Tie. It's like punk rap, and I love how Slow Tie has kind of like recontextualized both genres into one. It's like this British punk rap song that's got a really like upbeat feeling to it. She's a 10 plus 10, not enough. I just love the way it makes me feel. And it's unlike most of the music I ever listened to, but for some reason the song just like hits different for me. I remember the first time I discovered this artist was when I was in New York with my friends, and one of my friends was going to his concert and invited me to it. So I went along with them. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into, like never heard of the artist, but it was like one of those like really contained New York concert venues. People were like all bumped up against each other, like pushing each other, moshing, like pouring water in the air. Like it was like such an intense crowd, but I loved the energy, and it made me realize like what music is capable of, like to make us feel these kinds of intense feelings and wanting to move yourself in an intense way, I think is super interesting. Flavor in Your Ear by Craig Mack. Here comes the brand new flavor in your ear. It's like one of those songs you want to like roll your windows down and like cruise around and act like you're like really cool and like a badass, even if like you're just little old me and you're, you know, not any of those things. Me and my friend who I would pick up to go to school every morning, we would blast that song and we would sing every single word. And I pretty much still know all the words, but we would just like shout the lyrics. And it's like fun lyrics, you know? It's like, and just like a piece of sizzling, you'll fit inside my stomach with the eggs and grits between. Just like a piece of sizzling, you'll fit inside my stomach with the eggs and grits between. Love on Top by Beyonce. Mwah! I cannot express how much I love this song. If this song comes on, I'll be that girl that's like, ah! Like, you know what I mean? Like scream really high and like want to do all of the key changes. I'll try. I won't succeed, but I'll try. When I was at a party, rest in peace parties, I played that song and everyone went wild. It was like undeniably a great song. Everyone wants to dance to it. Everyone wants to sing along. I saw her and Jay-Z perform in Vancouver. Iconic. Love the Carters. Big fan. Baby Blue by King Cruel.
My sandpaper side.
That song is so beautiful. I remember the first time I heard it, it was my friend Kat Matthews, who goes by Nina musically. She did a cover of that song and posted it on her Instagram. And then I heard it and I was like, what is this song? Found out it was Baby Blue by King Cruel. This was years ago. And now I'm like, love King Cruel, love all his music, but this song is still my favorite to this day because it's just so beautiful. I mean, like, his lyrics are truly poetry. Like, that is poetry. My sandpaper sigh engraves a line into the rust of your tongue. Girl, I should have been someone to you.
My sandpaper sigh.
I love how, like, the song is so soft and beautiful. And then his voice is so coarse and, like, it's like it exists in the throat. He's always like, like, you just could hear, it's like, it's all coming from the throat. And part of that, I guess, is the accent. And then part of that is just his style of singing, which I think is so guttural and interesting. And it's also just another beautiful love song. Me and my love songs, what can I say? Last song, I went a little overboard, but that's just because there's just too many definitive songs in my life. It's really hard to pare down to 10. You try it, not easy. Anyway, my 11th song is Dare by Gorillaz.
Coming out, it's there.
Iconic song. Gorillaz are like the coolest ever, and this song is like the best dance, like psychedelic disco song. And it's one of those songs that I've had on my playlist forever and I've never gotten rid of it. I've been listening to it since I think high school. Yeah. I've had this song in my sphere since high school and it never gets old just because it's such a good beat. And I've always thought the Gorillaz are like super cool and enigmatic. And I just like, I feel like I had to choose one of their songs. And I feel like it's one of those songs, even if you don't know it, if you heard it, you would want to dance to it. And who doesn't love to dance? Period. My playlist shows how many moods I have. Maybe I'm just a really moody person, but I do, you know, sometimes I want that mellow Frank Ocean, or sometimes I want to rage to slow tie, or sometimes I just want that classic Beyonce feel-good song that empowers me. But either way, I think if anything, it's like music serves a purpose in my life, and that purpose is to make me feel something, and either it's trying to get me out of a mood that I'm in, or it's trying to agree with the mood that I currently have. Music is like the most important thing to me. That sounds crazy to say, but it really is such a driving force in my life, and I need to have it at all times playing. Thanks so much for watching Teen Vogue. I'm Camila Mendes, and this was the playlist of my life.